back to another episode of Smitty Snippets. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. This killed it. As far as video game movies, this is number one. You can just take this, put this at the top of the list because there is not a single video game movie or show that is anywhere near this. The story involved in this is absolutely amazing. Now, Halo was good, despite what you may hear. Halo was good. At least season 2 was good, and I still think, I don't know, they close, especially that war scene at the end of Halo. But this is very, very close. Okay, so there will be minor spoilers when it comes to this. I'm not going to go into the plot because you definitely need to see this. All right, but I will discuss basic stuff. So if you don't want to hear basic stuff, you don't want to have any of it spoiled before you watch it, then click off and come on back. And when you do, leave a like for your boy. Helps out the algorithm, helps me out, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. All right, let's keep going. So there are bombs dropped on the United States, and everything kind of turns into two types of people at that point. Either you live in a vault, which they call vaulters, and or you live on the surface where you got to struggle for water, food, you got to fight mutants, you got to do everything in your power to try to survive. And the currency, I believe, is bottle caps. It's bad up there, man. It's bad. Like, life is horrible. Meanwhile, there are people who live in these vaults. They went in the vaults in like the 50s and 60s, and they still look at life the same way, right? They sing songs. They have the same sort of attitude. You can tell by the decor that not a lot has changed. I've never seen a show or anything like this, as a matter of fact. Like, you get comedy out of this, you're getting the enjoyment from the action, and that's basically it. Now, I need your help. I need to know if anybody has played this game, and if you have played this game, I need to know in the comment section, is this the same thing the game is about? Like, are the show and the video game connected in that way? Because I don't know what's different about it. Again, I have not played the video game, but I loved this show, loved it. So the Vultures believe that at some point, after a certain amount of time has passed, that they will then go to the surface and they will repopulate America, not knowing that it is like an absolute hellhole up top on the surface, and that mutants are fighting every day for the smallest of scraps. So they're very much blinded to what it is they face, and they don't open the outer doors. They don't come out, not even for a second, to see what's going on. So that's all I'm gonna say about that at first. I'm gonna tell you right now that the story intrigued me at first. I mean, when it first started, you know, up to the point where you're first introduced to the cowboy and his daughter, I was just like, I don't know, we might have to watch something else. I'm glad I did. There are three main stories in this show. There are the one dealing with the main character, which is Lucy. Lucy has left the vault. She is searching for something. What she's looking for, I will not say at this particular juncture. I'll tell you in a few minutes when we do the spoilery part. And then there's Maximus. Maximus is he's a squire. He's for the Brotherhood, and only the lucky squires get to be squires for the actual night. They wear this huge armor, and they're supposed to go around and handle business. Like, they are the ones who are unafraid. They're supposed to go do all this stuff. But I'll get more into his character in a minute. And my favorite character in this entire show is Coop. Cooper is amazing. First of all, Walton Goggins is one hell of an actor. As a matter of fact, he's probably in my top 5 of actors. Okay, I've watched him in a number of other things. I really liked him in this. He was also in Justified. Justified. He killed it in Justified, but he killed it in this too. Killed it in this. Now, I enjoyed his storyline the most. Right. I will explain why in just a minute. I really want to tell you right now, but I can't. But these three stories together, and I thought, I mean, you figure at least one of the three was going to be a bad storyline. They were not. Not one of them was bad. They were all three good, and eventually they become intertwined. and they make for one hell of a show, and the plot is just absolutely mind-numbing. Like, I didn't I figured something along the lines of what had happened was going to occur, but I was not certain. But I was very pleased with the plot of this show. So I can't say too much more without going into spoilers. So I'm just going to jump into the spoiler section. So if you don't want to be spoiled, go watch it, come back, and leave a like. Don't forget the like part, because a lot of y'all are watching. Don't leave likes, man. Don't cost you nothing. Hit that button. Just one little button. I appreciate that. So now we're gonna go into the spoiler section. So I love y'all if y'all are leaving, and we hitting the spoiler section in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god.
Oh my
My
God.
god. Like when those bombs went off in the beginning of the show, and he was trying to protect his daughter, I was like, God, that's sad, man. How's he gonna help her out? You know, how's he gonna get her protected? Next time you see him, and they unburying him, I was like, okay, well, and they ain't got no nose on. All right, so we gonna figure out how this goes. I enjoyed Maximus' character. You got more from Maximus in his facial expressions. I'm gonna be first to tell you though, when he smiled, he looked like he was insane. He got some big teeth, and he when he showed them, he looked like not a nice person. Okay, not a nice person at all. Yeah, the big thing is that rich people designed the vaults, and America dropped the bombs on themselves in order to make money. And be honest with you, I don't see America being too far off from doing some shit like that right now. So I don't know if it was made clear, um, but the people are either never supposed to get out of the vault, like they're supposed to spend the rest of their days in this vault. I don't think they are. I think so. They're trying to figure out who has the best idea for each vault, and that idea would basically replenish America. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I found out if I was Cooper's character and I found out that my wife was the one that came up with the idea for America to drop bombs on us.
Potential with the end of the world. But we're talking about making a significant investment based on a hypothetical. How can you guarantee results?
By dropping the bomb ourselves.
Like I kept waiting in this story for him to catch up to her, because when I when I heard her say that in that meeting, I thought he was gonna get up, bust through them doors, and go absolutely take all of her oxygen away from her permanently. Like, could you imagine her saying, like, you got kids, man. You got a kid. You don't care. Oh my God. No, no. I would definitely be bringing up that type of mess in the paternity suit. Listen, she wiped out everything. My daughter doesn't even have anything to play with anymore because it's all singed up. And we had to fight off a giant lizard with fingers in its mouth. Listen, I'm gonna correct myself right now for one of y'all do. I know it's a salamander. Okay, I know it's a salamander. I don't know what country it's from, but I know one of y'all can't. We all is out there salivating, just waiting to correct me. Excuse me, Paul. It's a sal. It's not. It's not a lizard. It is a salamander from the Isle of Stupid. And get it right next time. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a salamander. I enjoyed watching the evolution of Maximus as well. He went from not being well liked by anyone, not because of who he was or anything like that, but it was kind of like a rite of passage. He didn't know that at the time, but he got his ass whooped in the beginning when we first see him. Got his nose broke, and then the teacher hit his nose with that ruler. Son, I cried. Like I had to stop the video for a second. I had to stop it. Okay. Cause when he hit him in that nose, I felt that pain, and I sat there and I laughed until tears came out of my eyes. But watching Maximus grow when he got his ass whooped by those by some of his squires in the beginning, but then later on in the show, he leaves the suit of armor in the woods so no one can find it. But when he comes back trying to find a power supply, he notices 4 or 5 people who are now surrounding the armor, and he realizes what his duty is, and he stops all of them. Instead of succumbing to the pain that he was feeling, he fights them all off because he feels a sense of duty when he's wearing that armor. So watching him grow into his armor and himself, actually, I thought was pretty good. And then we meet Lucy. Lucy, to me, was pretty well done. I mean, I liked the fact, and even the guy that was with her, the scientist that met her, as he told her that you cannot be out here. You are not ready for this kind of world. And I completely understood that. And he told her that she was going to have to change who she was in order to live on the surface. And so did Cooper. Cooper could not believe some of the stuff that was coming out of her mouth, like the golden rule and all that kind of stuff. So I really enjoyed watching her character and the story unfold as she has to protect her brother, and she finds out what happens to her mother. That was like, I don't know, that was damaging. Like, that messed me up. I'm like, I cannot believe that and her dad just sat there in the cage like, just let me out. I promise. We'll just go home. You just go home. Your wife, her mom is sitting across from the table. Her whole head needs chapstick. And she just over there. In conclusion, I think this is probably the one of the best video game adaptations I've ever seen. I thought it was fun. I thought it had a lot of character development. I feel like the story was actually going someplace, and I really enjoyed that. Like, even though they were telling 3 stories, each story seemed to be going someplace. And if you want to count Lucy's brother, that's a 4th story. So I felt like that was the way that this was told, and they weren't told out of sequence or anything like that. I thought it was an amazing story. I cannot wait for season 2. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, this was a good surprise, a great surprise, in fact. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Did y'all love this? Was this a surprise for y'all? Were y'all expecting this? All you Fallout players, man. I need some feedback. I need to know, is this show like the game? So now I'm kind of dying to know. I'm not dying enough to go play this video game. I just had to look it up if y'all don't answer me. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I want to know your thoughts on this show. Love y'all. Y'all be good. And I'll see y'all for the next one.